What's up, guys? Doing a quick tutorial on how to do a oil change on Mercedes Benz C300 2013 4matic. The car takes 7.4 quarts of oil, and super easy to do because you don't need to raise the car. There's no plug to remove from the bottom. All you do is you get one of these manual extractors. I got this from eBay or Amazon, I don't remember. It was like 40-50 bucks. Holds 8 liters. It's more than enough. All you do is you open up the oil cap filter, oil filler cap, loosen the oil filter here from the top, remove the dipstick, and put in a plug that you get with the oil extractor. That goes to remove the dipstick, and that goes directly into the dipstick hole. There's a smaller tube that you feed in there that creates the vacuum once you start pumping. And then you want this important piece here to go between the small tube and the large tube that creates the air seal. And then the large tube essentially goes into the extractor. And then you just start pumping, and you pump until there's enough suction that it starts filling up the canister. And as you can see, mine is pretty much at 7 liters, and it's gonna keep filling up until there's no oil left in the engine at all. And this is probably one of the best ways to remove all the oil, because it creates a vacuum which sucks up all the oil from the oil filler tube. But you want to make sure that these guys are there so that you have a super tight seal and that there's no air bubbles going in, otherwise you'll be pumping forever, and it'll take much longer for the extractor to fill up as well. This usually takes 15-20 minutes. And then other thing is, you want to make sure that this is loose, the cap is open, because it needs air to be there needs to be air going into the engine if there's a pull or vacuum on the other end. So yep, as you can see, you'll hear bubbles here because it took all the oil out already, and there's nothing else in the engine except air. So I'm hearing air bubbles now. That way I know that all the air, all the oil is out of the engine. It's kind of simmering. I'll let it do that until the pressure is relieved, but yeah, it already stopped pumping. And if I remove the oil filter, you'll see there is pretty much no oil left in there. This would be completely full otherwise. So I'm gonna replace that. That's the filter that you have to replace. Part number is right there, 276-184-0025, but this is specifically for 2013. The previous year models, like the 2010s, had a different type of filter, so you got to make sure you get the right filter. That's it. You put the filter back in, you tighten this up, hand tighten only, put the dipstick back in, and then you put in 7.4 quarts of oil. Again, that you want to make sure you check in the manual to see how much exact amount of oil is required for your specific engine, depending on if it's a 4matic or AMG or the Canadian model or whatever. Now there's a bunch of different models and they have different oil capacity. And that's it. Once you got the oil in, start up the car. Should be good to go. You shouldn't see any signs on the dashboard. Keep an eye on your engine temperature. Make sure it's not going up or fluctuating, because if it is, then you did something wrong and there's not enough oil in the engine. Also, but that should never happen. Also, if you put in the right amount of oil and you closed everything up, double triple check your work before you close the hood, so you don't forget anything. And then you just got to dispose of this oil. There's a little knob here. You could fill this in the old containers and drop it off at a gas station or anywhere they change engine oil, and by law they have to take it. That's it. Good luck.